Hello everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout for Hip Kit Club. I'm playing along with the weekly challenge using the September kits. This is my first layout using the September kits and this is the sketch that I'm following along with for this week's challenge. It's by the lovely Sophie Delorme I'm going for a school theme today we haven't added DT prompt of fussy cutting as well. So I have fussy cut some apples. Okay, so I am going for a school themed layout today, back to school with my two big children in their school uniforms ready to head back to school on day one. Yeah, I thought I'd pick out some of the school themed items from this kit. I loved the ledger paper. Now it's got a lovely design on the back as well, very pretty colours, but I love ledger papers, so I thought I'd go for that as my background. I've trimmed it down a bit and used a notebook punch on the left side, I'm going to I've distressed the edges as well. I'm going to stick that onto a sheet of white cardstock. I'm really liking this look at the moment. It kind of gives me the border that I've always loved on layouts, but it kind of allows me to use pattern paper as a background. Now I appreciate that this is not an overly patterned paper, the ledger. It's not like it's very bright or busy, but it is a pattern paper nonetheless, and I do prefer it if I have a border on it rather than just be edge to edge. Okay, so like I said, I'm planning to fussy cut some apples. I love that sheet of apples paper. That's one of the exclusives. Oh, I should say that the notebook paper is an exclusive as well. I think, in fact, today I'm using only exclusive products. I don't think I've used anything else. Oh, apart from some enamel dots. So anyway, I love those apples. The colours are just brilliant, aren't they? They're not, traditional school primary colours or anything like that. They are just lovely, split ones as well, orange and blues and reds and orange and red and pinks. Lovely, a lovely colour combination. Very, very lovely. Not traditional. Pleasure to work with, really. So I've fussy cut a number of apples. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with them. Now, looking at the sketch, it has a big kind of cascading area of leaves at the top. And if I had leaves, then if I was going to use leaves, sorry, then that would be an ideal sketch to follow. However, because I'm going for apples, apples won't cascade down from the top quite in the same way as leaves would. It just doesn't quite work as well to have random floating apples. So I think I'm going to go for something slightly different. I'm going to use the apples at the bottom section of the layout where there is a little bit at the bottom on the sketch. So I'll probably use the apples to create that section. I'm going through all the exclusive ephemera pieces and pulling out some things that I think might work. I have a few stacks of books. I have a calculator. I have a pocket. And then I pulled out a globe and a light bulb as well. And all these things really, say school to me. I love all the themed items there. I've also got like a set square as well. Yeah, I've just kind of pulled those out and arranged those kind of centrally in the middle of the layout. Now, the sketch has a photo in the middle, but it doesn't have many layers around it or anything either side of it. But I've just extended it a little bit. A sketch is just a starting point, something to get you going, it doesn't matter if your sketch ends up a little different from what it started. Sorry, your layout ends up a little different from the sketch. It really doesn't matter. It's just a starting point, and it's sketches are there to be built upon. So that's what I've done today. So I've got my one photo in the middle. I've extended it either side with embellishments, and I have followed the cascade at the top by using the big globe die cut, and then I've also used those wonderful wood veneer numbers. They look like they're kind of designed for school, like first grade, second grade, because they have the st and the nd. Does that make sense? I hope you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so they've got all of those kind of things on there, and lots of numbers and only numbers. So I think they're mostly designed for school usage. We don't have first grade, second grade, third grade here. We have year 1, year 2, year 3, so I don't need those extra bits. So I just thought I would go for the numbers. I normally make a layout each year to say hello year 1, hello year 2, or whatever year group they're going into. But I normally do those with their professional school photos, and I haven't got those yet. So I'm going to wait a little while and see if I get those. They don't normally take them until November, so it might be waiting a little while. But yeah, so this is just the standard back to school photo that I took, and just going to end up with the title School Rocks, which it does. They both like going to school. It's lovely. And the School Rocks is from the exclusive Puffy Title Stickers, and there's lots of great words and things on there. So I'm just using the School Rocks. I have cut it out, keeping it on the acetate so that I can move it around and see what it looks like and make sure it's looking right. Over on the right hand side, over the pocket, I've got the calculator coming out of that. The books look like they're coming out of that. There's a paper clip and a bulldog clip, and there's the light bulb coming out of there as well. Over the top of the pocket, I'm adding a little banner strip that says Student Life, and underneath is an equation that's E equals MC squared. Goodness knows what that means. And the set squares going over on the left-hand side with some little wood hearts. There's a few hearts on the wood veneer number sheet. And I just pulled a few of those little hearts off of there just to bring the numbers or the wooden elements down a bit too. Now down at the bottom I've got some of those fussy cut apples I cut earlier, just kind of arranging those in a row. I also have one of the wooden numbers, number 9. The placement of the numbers means nothing. I just wanted to have those kind of cascading all over the layout. Numbers are a big thing at school, of course, so therefore they go well. They don't need to be in any kind of formation. So I've got one at the bottom. I'm putting a few of the apples at the on the main cluster, either side of the photo as well. And then I'm going to come back and attach those clusters at the bottom there, along with the number 9 wood veneer piece as well. I just realised that I needed a couple more apples. So I'm just fussy cutting those out as well. I'm going to put one, I think I'm going to put them both at the bottom because I think I stole a couple from the bottom section to put on the main cluster. So now I'm just going to put those at the bottom, replace those at the bottom instead. Okay, so that is my cluster at the bottom pretty much complete. And now I need to figure out what else I need to do on this layout. I'm liking how it's looking. It's come together quite quickly and easily. And the die cuts, the back to school die cuts, the exclusive ones in the September kits are really super easy to use and an absolute pleasure to work with. So this layout has come together super duper quickly. So I would like to put some stitching around the layout. I'm going to stitch around the border. Have just done that there. Just used white thread on my sewing machine, gone all the way around through those apples. And I also went through the apples on either side of the photo as well, just to bring in the stitching to the main cluster, really. I didn't really need them to hold it down or anything like that, but that worked. That's just brought that little bit of stitching onto the layout as well. So now I'm just using the Shimmers paint that was in the colour kit called Orange Sherbet. It's just a wet paint. I've put it directly onto a craft sheet, added some water and added some splatters. And that is my layout complete. So I'm really quite pleased with how it turned out. It looks very much like the sketch. I've got my lovely school photo documented. Don't forget that if you are a Hip Kit Club subscriber, you get the main kit at a reduced price, 15% discount off all add-on kits, and access to exclusive subscriber cut files. So thank you so very much for joining me today. Play along with the challenge over on the Hip Kit Club group on Facebook. And yeah, that was Nikki Rowland for Hip Kit Club.